Hello there everybody. Welcome to another video on numericals of transfer pricing. This is the fourth video in series. Before this, we have solved 3 numerical problems based on transfer pricing. If you have not seen those videos and have not solved those problems, I would urge you to first go back, see those 3 videos as well, and then come to this video, because with each video we are increasing the difficulty level and also we are solving different types of problem every time. Let's move ahead with this problem. A company manufactures and sells 3 products, A, B and C. And the information regarding those products is available over here. Selling price per unit for the products A, B and C is 20 rupees, 15 rupees and 35 rupees per unit. These all are per unit prices. The variable cost per unit is 17 rupees for A, 9 rupees for B and 28 rupees for C. The volume that is produced, for A it is 15,000 units, for B it is 30,000 units and for C it is 40,000 units. Along with that, we have information regarding the fixed cost. The total fixed cost of the company is 3,40,000 rupees. The total for the whole company is given to us of fixed cost. And what is said is, when the total fixed cost is apportioned to the total number of units, that is the quantity, product A shows a loss of 1 rupee per unit. That is, this total fixed cost, when it is apportioned to these many units, 15,000, 30,000 and 40,000, when we calculate the per unit fixed cost and when it is added to this variable cost, the total cost for A is greater than its selling price, leading to a loss of 1 rupee per unit. So you are required to advise the management on, should product A be discontinued or should it be continued? Number 1. Shall they stop producing A is the first question. Second, if product A is discontinued, how many more units of product B should be sold to maintain the same amount of aggregate profit? What is asked? If they take a decision to close product A, how many more units of B will have to be produced and sold so as to maintain the same amount of aggregate profit? And question C, if profit of 3 rupees per unit is desired on product A, which is currently a loss of 1 rupee per unit, if they desire a profit of 3 rupees per unit on A, so what should be the selling price of product A? These are some questions that are asked to us. Now we'll go ahead to find out the solution to all these questions. We'll first solve the first part. What is asked is, should product A be discontinued or not? The total fixed cost for the whole company is 3,40,000 rupees is what is given to us in the question. Now to calculate the fixed cost per unit, what we will have to do is total fixed cost divided by the total quantity. So total fixed cost is given to us as 3,40,000 rupees upon total quantity. How do we get this total quantity? Because in the question itself they have mentioned that the volume, the quantity produced of A is 15,000, for B it is 30,000 and for C it is 40,000 units. So the total quantity of all the products becomes 85,000. Now the fixed cost has to be ascertained to each unit. So we have to divide the total fixed cost by the number of units. If you have not understood, I'll repeat it for you all. The number of units produced of A is 15,000 units, of B it is 30,000 units and that of C is 40,000 units. The total number of units come to 85,000. Okay, and the total fixed cost given to us is 3,40,000 rupees. Now the fixed cost needs to be ascertained to each unit produced in the company. So we will have to divide the total fixed cost by the total quantity produced of all the products combined. So we divide 3,40,000 rupees of fixed cost by 85,000 units, which is combined of all the products A, B and C. When we divide this, we get the value as 4 rupees per unit. we get the value as rupees 4 per unit. That is the fixed cost per unit. Now, the total cost per unit. How much would be the total cost? To ascertain the total cost, what we will have to do is we'll have to add up fixed cost per unit and variable cost per unit. So fixed cost per unit plus variable cost per unit. Fixed cost per unit is 4 rupees per unit and variable cost per unit is given as 17 rupees per unit. Now this is, we are doing it only for A, product A. 17 rupees is the variable cost given to us in the question itself. So we add the fixed cost per unit and variable cost per unit and we get it as 21 rupees per unit. That is the total cost per unit for product A. The selling price of A minus the total cost, what we get is 20 is the selling price per unit, which is already given in the question, minus the total cost is again 21. So here we can see that there is a loss of 1 rupee per unit. Minus 1 per unit is the difference between selling price and total cost per unit. So ultimately what we understand is that there is a loss of 1 rupee per unit in product A. Similarly, if we do similar calculations for all three products, what we come to know is, now here we can see selling price per unit, total cost and profit or loss. For A, selling price was 20, however the total cost we have calculated it as 21. So 20 minus 21 comes as minus 1. That means here is a loss of 1 rupee per unit. In case of B, we can see that is 15 and 13. So 15 was selling price and the total cost is 13 rupees. In this, 9 rupees is variable cost per unit and 4 rupees is the fixed cost per unit. Okay. So the total cost comes in, the profit comes in as 2 rupees per unit. And for C, the selling price is 35 rupees per unit. And the total cost comes in as 32 rupees per unit. Because in the question, it is given that 28 rupees per unit is the variable cost per unit. And 4 rupees is the fixed cost per unit. When we add it to 28, we get 32 rupees as the total cost per unit. So 35 minus 32 is 3 rupees per unit. So all in all, if we add them up, what we get is the total profit. See, 3 plus 2 is 5, minus 1 is 4. So the total profit over here is 4 rupees of all the products. So even though what we can say is, how do we conclude for this now is, though product A is generating a loss of 1 rupee, but it is generating an overall profit of 4 rupees for the whole company, though here you find it as loss. However, overall, all in all, if you see, it is generating a profit of 4 rupees for the whole company. So it is not advisable to discontinue A, because we are always interested in the overall profit of the organization and not the divisional profit of the organization. Though one division is making a loss of 1 rupee, but the profits should be calculated based on the overall method for the whole organization. And that is what we see over here, that though division A is in loss, but all in all, the whole organization is making a profit of 4 rupees per unit. And so it is concluded that product A should not be discontinued. Let's move to the second part. In the second question, they have asked that if product A has to be discontinued, if product A is discontinued, how many units of B have to be produced extra so as to maintain the aggregate profits same as the previous one? The question is very simple. If you discontinue product A and if you still wish to continue or maintain the same level of profit, aggregate profit, the whole organization's profit, how many additional units of B should be produced to do so? Okay, so for that what we do is, see, A's contribution and fixed cost will have to be borne by B. Whatever A is contributing to the organization and whatever fixed cost is going into A, all that will have to be borne by B. Only then B will be able to match the contribution and fixed cost of A, and the organization will be able to maintain the same profit levels. Okay, so let us first calculate the contribution. The formula of contribution is very simple. It is selling price minus variable cost gives you contribution. I repeat, to calculate contribution, the formula is selling price minus variable cost per unit. You get contribution per unit. So here, this is given to us. Selling price for A is 20 Variable cost is also given to us in the question itself. So 20 minus 17 is 3 rupees per unit is the contribution of A. For B, the contribution is 15 rupees is selling price, 9 rupees is the variable cost. So contribution is again 6 rupees over here. For C, selling price is 35 rupees, variable cost is 28 rupees. So the contribution here is again 7 rupees. So if you see over here, these are the three contributions. So the total contribution of A, that is 3 rupees per unit, multiplied by 15,000 units. It's given in the question that the volume or the output of division A is 15,000 units. So we just have to multiply contribution per unit by the number of units. 3 into 15,000 gives us 45,000 rupees. So the contribution, total contribution of A is 45,000 rupees and the fixed cost of A is 60,000 rupees. How do we get this 60,000? Because we have calculated fixed cost per unit was 4 rupees multiplied by 15,000 units. 15 fours is 60. So we get 60,000 rupees as the fixed cost of A. So the total amount to be borne by B is 45,000 of contribution plus 60,000 of fixed cost. That is 1,05,000 rupees will have to be borne by division B. We know that the contribution of B is 6 rupees per unit. So the additional units to be produced by B would be nothing. The total amount to be borne by B divided by contribution of B. What is the additional amount to be borne by B is 1,05,000 divided by the contribution of it. When we divide the total amount to be borne by B by the contribution of B, we get it as 17,500 units. That means that additional units to be produced by B to maintain the profit as same for the overall organization is 17,500 units. These many units will have to be produced extra of B if one has to discontinue product A. Now the third question is quite simple. What is said that if a profit of 3 rupees per unit is desired on product A, wherein currently you are having a loss of 1 rupee, if that loss has to be converted into 3 rupees profit per unit, what should be the selling price of A? Very simple. So since A makes a loss of 1 rupee when the selling price is 20 rupees. So when the selling price is 20, you are making a loss of 1 rupee in case of A. To make a profit of 3 rupees, you will have to add 3 rupees of profit plus 1 rupee that has to be recovered from the loss. So all in all, the selling price will have to be increased by 4 rupees. That's it. So therefore,